Here's some of the things we're going to be looking at. This list is by Star Platinum. Not all of these are confirmed, but the top tier ones, even though they're not confirmed, they could really be juicy. We looked over Monad pretty strongly last week. Kyle actually did his live allocation, what he got during the podcast. Base, we got Polymarket, we got MetaMask, we got Pump. I don't even agree with the order here, but there's a lot of these I want to talk about, specifically a lot of these in this mid section. One of these actually dropped today or yesterday. I want to talk about that. Lots of things going on, lots of things to look at. Before going into that, the top ones are obviously betting prediction markets, which, by the way, was the best rebrand of 2025. It went from betting, gambling, casinos to prediction markets. It sounds a lot better on paper, man. If you're telling your wife, hey, I'm going to go gamble online versus I'm going to go predict something online, like what is she more accepting of?
Predictions, baby. Because like women, almost kind of women, I think are more like adept to it. I'm curious to see if we'll see a rise of women that are going to be using prediction markets. I think they just have like this inbuilt intuition sometimes, and so maybe we'll see them dominate in a certain sector in prediction markets, specifically like Taylor Swift. I've seen a lot of that. So celebrity, I think women could really excel in prediction markets there. And yeah, we'll see. I see a lot of content from guys, but I think we'll see a rise in women creators on prediction markets too.
Living Pixelated said, love the dad hat. I have a couple things to say about Living Pixelated. First off, he had like a whole Google sheet of airdrops for this year and how to farm them. So first off, I'd like to ask you, Living Pixelated, to drop in the chat. How did that go so far? Like, if you don't want to give exact numbers, you don't have to, but do you feel like tackling that list was worth it? And second, I just want to say I knew him before he was a dad. I met up with him in, I think it was in Florida, Art Basel, and we got some coffee together, and now he's a father. So welcome to the DJ Dads podcast.
We got another father joining us, Jorge, my old colleague there. Best airdrop is the Solana Gaming Pass, 40K up for grabs. I got to learn a little bit more about that. That sounds really juicy and exciting. So if you're a gamer, there's some opportunity there on Solana, it looks like.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So the first one is Polymarket. We always break the ice with looking at Polymarket, and we actually do some trading on here. Currently, my portfolio is $160. I am actually up, Kyle, 63% on the on my Will Gemini 3.0 be released because I've talked about this before. And again, we're not talking about serious money here, but we're talking about this was a time variable, and every day that gets closer to October 31st is a day that ensures that I win. And because I know that it will not be, so I'm pretty set to win this. So we'll see. My total payout here is going to be $50 when I do win it, or I could sell it right now for $20. And then I also think that PAL is going to decrease interest rates. That's pretty much chewing, but I barely have any on that. So you remember how I brought up that Living Pixelated had a whole list of airdrops, a whole Google sheet? It was worth 6 figures this year already. 6 figs in airdrops this year.
That is wild.
Right. So if you're still there, I got to know. You got to drop us what the best opportunities you think that are remaining in the chat. Living Pixelated, but also anybody else that wants to drop what they think is the best opportunities, drop them in the chat. I think Polymarket is one of those, but I also think that I'm playing around here on stream with a $160 portfolio. There's people that are making 6 figs on this or losing 6 figs on this. I think it's going to go to high volume users. So I'm not even saying that for the average person that this is definitely it. But this is just fun, man. Another betting platform that just went live, and I might just be rapid firing. So if you want to give some input in between, let me know, Kyle. I did get access to this Melee Markets yesterday. It's built on Solana. And I like it because you get to sell your prediction. It's kind of like you buy in you would buy early into a token on early bets, and you could hit Melee all, and you could literally buy everything because you ultimately sell everything. On this one, I went with the greatest odds of on this spread, which was that Los Angeles 1-7. I just went safe and I bet 0.1 Sol. But this is a new this is a new market, like a new prediction style of market. So
I saw
I
this
just
one this
wanted,
morning.
yeah, I just wanted, look, see, I said, it says you were earlier than 11%. So in other words, I was late. I'm sure everybody just fired that first bet, but that is a one. I was looking at the chat, but this is one prediction market I'm looking at. Obviously, there's like several: Myriad, Kalshi, Poly Market, and then this melee one is just kind of like, I feel like it's going to be small, like more concentrated. And a lot of times with these airdrops, like concentration is a good thing because not everybody is going to hit. One of the ones that I didn't hit lately that I was kind of upset about was this Meteora, which by the way went live today.
I saw that. It went live
Because
on like multiple chains, didn't it?
yeah, and like I actually provided a liquidity on Meteora, and it didn't count towards anything. But the token launched today, or was supposed to launch today, and I actually automatically, like you could opt in to have your token automatically provide liquidity in one of the pools. So that's what I did. I don't know if it's actually live yet. I'm just now looking at it. But this is supposed to go live today. So yeah, this Met USDC pool, I guess, is what that's going to be a part of. But I should have my own pool. It's not showing right now for some reason. No idea why. But yeah, Meteora went live today. There's the InfoFi. There's a lot of InfoFi ones going. So going back to the tier list. One of these was Limitless, which was on Wall Chain, which like I was talking about Wall Chain like so early, and it's right here. And unfortunately, and Limitless is right here, the little like star looking thing. Like if you try to draw that with pencil and paper, and then Wall Chain's like this one. But yeah, if you go to Wall Chain and you go over here, you'll see Limitless, which is 0.5% of the supply. And I had people that my timeline getting like over $30,000 for just talking about Limitless through Wall Chain. And yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in myself on this because I found this platform early and I talked about it and it did well when I talked about it. But my goal was to talk about everything that they launched on the platform. So I made it through Ape coin, which by the way is like almost going to be done in I guess like 8 hours this epoch, as well as IDOS. So I mean, if you can get anything out before these end, it might be worth it. But yeah, so you can literally just go to like wallchain.xyz. It's app.wallchain.xyz, and just find one of these that looks interesting and start talking about it on Twitter. And you can literally just like, go to start earning, which is probably just going to like prompt a tweet. And you can like, get on the leaderboards and get a share of that if you want. So, but obviously that's more favorable towards like bigger accounts. If you don't have a big Twitter, then you could probably do something like we talked about in the past. So Living Pixelated said Solstice, Yeet, Abstract, Claynosaurus, Hype, D-Bridge, Titan, Base, good to use multiple wallets, keep them separate and not connected. I completely agree with this. I'm gold on Abstract. Solstice, I've talked about a lot on here. And Solstice is also another InfoFi platform. It's another one that's connected to InfoFi. So you can either talk about it and get rewarded via Zeet, or you can actually provide liquidity if you're more of, maybe you don't have a Twitter following, but you have some like money to play around with. Then you could do that via Solstice, which I'll show right here. This is the one I told you that I have like, apparently I'm in like the top percent of flares. I don't think that's the case, but right now it'll show my flares in a second. I'm literally just providing like $250 of USX and I'm holding, and then $250 of EUSX, and I have 5,388 flares. And now I'm in the top 50. I wasn't like the top 1%. So obviously I have some work to do for this. There is some grinding work down here, like, oh, connect your X account. Yeah. So like I got connect your wallet for 1,000 flares, connect your X account for 1,000 flares, add referral for 1,000 flares, hold this. Like there's tons of multipliers on here. So you basically can just like scroll down and try to find which ones like, make the most sense. It said Living Pixelated said Yeet can do 10K volume with coin flip with about $200, 9 coins and 3 wins, 93% chance to win auto. So Yeet is one that was launched by Keyboard Monkey, who I'm not crazy about, but Yeet platform, I've done bare minimum on that. I think I signed up and haven't done like anything. Now I'm already signed up. I don't want to show my stats here. I'll log in later. But yeah, it's essentially, here it is. So do you think Yeet's probably the best opportunity, Living Pixelated? That is good alpha right there. Says you can do 10K in volume with a coin flip with about $200, 9 coins and 3 wins, and there's a 93% chance to win auto. So I kind of want to log into this. Do you have something to share while I log into this, Kyle? And I'll do this in real time.
No, I think the market's kind of pumping on some of the news going on. So,
What news is going on?
well, Trump pardoned CZ, so that kind of has been sending BNB to a kind of a god candle this past hour. But Bitcoin is trying to touch 110K right now off the bottom of that 106. So yeah, looks like the market's kind of up along with the stock market too. So kind of an up day today. For those of you that are kind of day trading, could be some opportunities out there.
Heck yeah. On the market, if you're just a trader, Hyperliquid's still probably gonna have their V2, but I feel like that's gonna be more on the DeFi side. There's the base platform, Avantis, AVNT, and you get right now. I have an open position on Avant, their token AVNT. I think it's a good token, but literally I'm only up like $16. It's my first time messing with leverage since the flush out. That kind of like hurt my spirits a little bit. But you see, I have trading XP up here. I have 12,000 trading XP, and I'm not using a big, I'm not using like a big amount in here. I'm only using like a couple $100, and I have some advantage. I have some staked as well. Let me see if I can find my actual like. I don't think it's the leaderboard. Here it is. Airdrop. No, I think it's earn. Sorry. I wanted to, here it is. See, basically you get trading points and you get liquidity points. Oh, here it is, XP dashboard. So like you get trading points, which I have 12,000 of, which my trading rank is almost in the top 5,000. I hope to get like in the top 1,000 by the end of this. It's season 3. And this is millions in rewards. I forgot the exact amount. And then there's liquidity XP. For some reason, I'm not getting any liquidity XP, even though I am providing some liquidity. I guess I just have to do more. But yeah, this is just a leverage platform that like has a clear XP system and is giving away millions to those that are using it. So this is something that I've been using a little bit on the side for leverage. It's pretty good too. I mean, it's fast. You're able to trade some tokens you otherwise like couldn't find. Look, there's that candle to 110, Kyle, right now in real time.
Let's go.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a key level right there. Psychologically, if it's breaking through that, that's a good sign for an uptrend. If it can hold that daily candle above 110, I think we could push to 115. So all eyes on today's charts to see if it can hold and go from there.
Look, this fair launch, you keep talking about, let's see, Pulse Chain gave all your RC Chain's copy of that. And even the MTWPTC useless wrapper copy pumped to 2K. Okay, I don't really, hold on. I know it's not, so like, fun fact, I actually sacrificed for Pulse Chain and I got Pulse X and I've actually never sold. So I guess one thing I'd like from you in chat, because you look like you're like in the trench, in the Pulse trenches, is like, one, you still bullish on Pulse X? Because I'm still holding a fair amount of it. And 2, what can I do on Pulse Chain? Like you're talking about airdrops and stuff, and I know it's like the biggest airdrop ever, but like ultimately I have less money than what I sacrificed for. So like what's next? Like what would you do on Pulse Chain? I still have Pulse, I still have eHex, I still have Pulse X. I know that's like several different questions, but yeah, I mean, besides me spending more money to buy more Pulse, what like value can I actually do there with the things that I currently own? And we have Living Pixelated. By the way, thank you guys for hopping in chat. We got chat is like lit right now. So Living Pixelated said, I'm hoping to look for an investment by putting $200 in and hoping for positive ROI. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Very bullish on predictive markets and finding arbitrage. I completely agree with that. I've seen like the arbitrage bots and stuff. Oh, no, we got a tiny green candle on this. On the Hyperliquid too, who pointed this out? I wish I would have done more size on this. I'm just trying to be safer lately. But on this position that I have open on Hyperliquid, where I'm also longing Avant at 3x, Kix pointed this out, but the funding rate for this token is positive. So I literally am earning money for keeping this position open on Hyperliquid. I'm trying to find the actual exact amount that I earn. Here, I think it's here. I don't see the funding rate on here. Hyperliquid's kind of hard to find funding rates, dude. I don't know why it's so difficult to find them, but long story short, wait, why is this closed? Oh, that's an order. Long story short, I'm getting paid to keep this position open right now. Here's the funding. So that's kind of cool. So right here, Kyle, you see this is $9.97. Would you say that's like that's how much I've earned from keeping this position open, right?
Yeah, sometimes if you open a position and it's like a positive funding rate, they'll award you with like a little bit extra on top. Although if it flips negative on the trade, like it'll take, I think, some of your funding rate away.
I mean, it's cool though. Like I get paid for leaving this position open.
Yeah.
And currently right now I don't have, I'm only up 6%, but like my risk of liquidation is a lot smaller. So that's cool. Fair Launch responding to he said, it's confusing, makes sense. Yeah, I know that Pulse Chain is a fork of ETH with cheaper gas. Richard Hart has just moved the 600 million of ETH into Tornado and is about to pump the ecosystem. Okay, that's interesting. I hope so. That would be really cool. That's definitely interesting. It's also interesting that he was like transparent about that if he did do that. Bitcoin's back below 110K. It's all over. It was good while the bull market for that last 5 minutes was good while it lasted. This red candle, man, from 110 to 109. What is going on here, bro? Well, I'm asking you, Kyle, what do you think's going on?
I think people are just trading the green candle, right? Like you're seeing not necessarily bull and bear, but you're just seeing natural trading activities. Naturally, if you have a big green 1 hour candle, you'll see a lot of like people selling off on that. And then you'll still have people like being bullish on the uptrend. So we'll continue to watch it. I think it's going to be a classic bull versus bear type of wick here. So yeah, keep an eye on the chart today, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully positive, man. This has not been the best bull market. Like, unless you just like were heavy in Bitcoin, Ether, Solana early, or like some other things, very few other things. Like, or unless you just got lucky on a big trade, like this has not been my favorite bull market. But hopefully there's a lot more legs. We'll see. Apparently Ansem capitulated and he's buying bonds now and he's selling Bitcoin at 109K. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes on that. Dude's a trip, man. But
yeah, Ansem's wild. Yeah, so somebody saying CZ pardon pardon by Trump. Richard Hart actually won the case against the SEC. Pretty interesting. I didn't know that, but
yeah, he did. That was around the same time that like pretty much everyone won their case against the SEC. Like Coinbase did. There's another ongoing one. They actually extended his case originally, so it was actually bad news originally because they were going to pretty much everybody's like, you've been pardoned or whatever. You won the case, and it was like, wait, Richard Hart, we're going to draw yours out a little bit, but he did end up winning against the SEC on that, which is good for my pulse bags. Yeah, dude. So there's just basically at the end of the day, go to a list like this. Again, Star Platinum has a good one and finds things that make sense to you. OpenSea, I've talked about that a lot. OpenSea, you could literally just like trade. Like if you're going to DCA tokens, if you're going to buy tokens, do it on OpenSea Swap because right now they're giving away chest via voyages. So like these chests have prizes in them, but also all that volume that you're putting in will go to the OpenSea airdrop. Now, again, one thing I don't want you to hear me saying is go spend a bunch of money just trading the same thing back and forth because then you're going to end up losing on fees and you might be dissatisfied with your airdrop. I think one of the biggest things about airdrops is understanding your expectations. Like, don't set your expectations for a 6-figure airdrop when you did $20 in volume. Like, we don't know about these things. Like, we literally don't. So it's like at the end of the day, like what I like to do is I like to use platforms where I'm already going to be benefiting from. In the OpenSea example, like I'm doing my DCAs on OpenSea's token swap. And I like to set my expectations to I don't know what this is going to be because in the past I put a lot of volume towards things. I put a lot of emotion towards things. I get the airdrop and it's not substantial and I'm sad. And it's like, wow, what the heck? Or the opposite happened and I've done very little farming, very little spending, and I get a big paycheck from an airdrop. So just set your expectations reasonable, and do them consistently. And we'll see how. Aster, dude, I probably lost. Which this is my fault. I probably lost over $200 on Aster, which, some people that's nothing, but it just kind of, you lose $100 there, you lose $100 there, all in all. And I got one single Aster airdrop to me, which is worth like $1.50 right now, or whatever it's at right now. Like one Aster. That's crazy. But yeah, just set your expectations. I'm also doing this one. This is the USD AI and the USD whatever. It's a plasma airdrop basically. And there's so many on here. Is there any that you're looking at, or you're just kind of doing your thing, or?
Yeah, I'm just sticking to platforms that interest me. Aster obviously is one up there. Kalshi, I obviously qualify for the Monad one. Looking into Pump Fun. I don't know, perhaps we need to do a Degen Dad's token and do something over there to get the airdrop from Pump Fun. I don't know. I think creators are gonna have a good airdrop over there.
I'm not against it at all.
Zora.
And for that. I do want to say, just to pause real quick, if you don't normally listen to this podcast, it's every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and it's streamed pretty much everywhere. It's streamed to my profile, Kyle's profile, YouTube, and Kick. Jump in anywhere, it doesn't really matter. But if you didn't catch it live, you'll be able to see the whole thing at Degen Dad's podcast on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, Degen Dad's podcast on YouTube, go to the live section, you'll see the whole thing. Or if you want to listen to the audio, it's going to be available on all platforms. It's going to be available on Spotify, on Apple, on your podcast app, on all of that. And please just go ahead and like this, share it, do all those like social media things. It means a lot to us. It helps us get the name out there. And we're not going anywhere. This is like our almost 60th episode of doing this. We did it throughout the bear market, stopped for a bit, and we've been back for a couple months now. We're building a lot of cool stuff, doing a lot of cool stuff. So we appreciate all of you in chat for joining us today.
Yep, for sure. Spotify, all the audio podcasts, we're all available on all those platforms. So Apple, I think there's quite a bit of few audio podcasts these days.
Yes, sir. You were saying something before I did that plug.
Yeah, just farming the platforms I like. I think that was the main thing there.
Okay.
Kalshi, Polymarket, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not chasing, airdrops, but happy to join the ones that are interesting for sure.
Magic Eden's on this list, and that's just because they're kind of doing like an ongoing airdrop campaign.